Okay. Oh, these are bodies. But I don't believe we're here before.
Another replica. So only extraordinary. I wonder what happened here.
We can look at it in a second. Uh-oh. 1976, that has to do with Thomas Zane. Okay, now where am I going? I'm just trying to look at the wires to see where they go.
You are pretty rough on the eyes, Doctor.
Oh shit. Let me out! Oh shit. Oh, okay, he didn't get me. Ah, put it down a little early. Whoops, I forgot about that. Oh, come on, he was almost dead. Oh, I see what I have to do. I think. Hang on, I'm looking for the cubes and stuff before I get out of here. Okay. And I can't take this. But I need some health. A bit. Just trying to see how to do this really fast. because I'm kind of low. Just let my energy get back a little bit. Is this, I don't think this is... I think I need to start from there. Where'd he go? Oh, come on. Fuck, where do I go? Is there another? I don't think so. Oh, I got him. Whew, okay.
Hartman won't be a problem anymore, Langston. But investigations need someone to run it. Interested?
I've seen what happens to sector heads, ma'am. No, thank you. Ma'am, I'm getting something on my terminal here, an AWE alert from Bright Falls, Washington. But it might be a glitch. The date's all wrong, a couple of years in the future. And we're in lockdown, there shouldn't be any incoming signals.
Maybe it was active before we went into lockdown? Are there agents on site?
Let me check. Agent Estevez is the field agent in charge of monitoring the site, so she should be there to let us know if the situation has been through any major changes recently.
Things set in motion. If the alarm's true, then so is the reason for the alarm. The effect must follow the cause. It's happening again. A return. You have been warned.
That's so interesting. The image in the spilled coffee, I think it was, it looked like the symbol in the motel on one of the doors that looks like a bunch of squares inside of each other, which I thought was a reference to doors, Borland Door. And we know that he shows up in Alan Wake 2. So maybe this is... And then also, Dylan did mention him. So I think this is them like planting the seeds for Door to be a much more significant character in the future. Once again, I'll have to, check out Quantum Break to see if he has much role there. He should, if he's like Tim Breaker's main antagonist. Oh yeah, she said this was another model. Okay, so this is the lodge. And that's about it. I guess there's nothing going on inside there either. Yeah, it's not enterable. So yeah, the last bit was pretty much just a big tease for Alan Wake 2. The signal happening a couple years in the future. It's because once stuff starts happening in and around Cauldron Lake, in Alan Wake 2, the signal from the actual station they have over there starts going off. I think it's after Alan gets out, maybe? And so that would be the signal that they're seeing now. But it sounds like Alan, like, put that signal there, even though there's weird time stuff going on. He put it there because then the story is going to have to make it be an actual, like, it has to make it reality. Because it can't be like just some weird one-off thing. It's so significant that it has to come true. I don't think there's anything around here really.
This must be where they studied Hartman. Kind of looks like Dylan's cell.
I was about
wonder
to say
if they
that.
treated him as badly.
I was just thinking that too. It looks like a smaller version of Dylan's cell. Much more cramped. So I assume they did treat him pretty poorly. This doesn't even look enough for the creature that he was. Like, if they kept him here once they arrested him, I could understand that, because this looks pretty human-sized. Yeah, they had to. This has to have been for when he was still a human, because what would a supernatural creature need with a toilet and a bed to sleep in? Oh yeah, we got a couple things. Bright Falls 1976 summary. ID AWE 10, event date September 17th, 1976. Event location, Bright Falls, Washington. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation occurred at Cauldron Lake, Washington. The citizens of Bright Falls had gathered in the town's southwestern fields for the annual festival known as Deerfest. Eyewitnesses all claimed that the day had been sunny, confirmed by reviews of the area's weather reports. But then, with no warning, a thunderstorm appeared in the direction of the Anderson farm, and a tornado rose from Cauldron Lake. The torrential rain that followed caused a flash flood. It was as if the day had turned to night. Testimony from Redacted. Frank Breaker, the sheriff of Bright Falls, formerly a bureau agent, see employee file redacted, managed to guide the crowd to safety as the festival grounds were destroyed by the flood. The festival was canceled, ending one day early. Lack of official bureau presence on the scene makes this event difficult to report as a confirmed AWE, though the similarity to other known events in the Bright Falls area lend credence to the accounts of the townspeople. And Frank Breaker is the dad of the sheriff in Alan Wake 1. I think her name was Samantha, maybe? But her last name was Breaker. And then she's a cousin of Tim Breaker, who was the sheriff in Alan Wake 2. I think she had gone to the FBI or something in between 1 and 2. Bright Falls 1976 supplement. On the day of the flooding, the rock band Old Gods of Asgard was rehearsing in a field outside the Anderson farm, the homestead of the band members Odin and Tor Anderson. Both admitted to being in a heavy state of inebriation at the time, having spent days drinking their home-brewed moonshine while celebrating Deerfest. After the townspeople were evacuated from the flooded field, Sheriff Breaker was asked by Freya Anderson, daughter of Tor Anderson, to check on her father and uncle. Breaker drove to the Anderson farm and found the band members alive but in need of medical aid. Tor Anderson had been struck by lightning, and Odin Anderson had cut out his own right eye, a possible reference to Norse deities Odin and Thor. Or Thor and Odin, whichever way they want to place them. They claimed that they had fought and valiantly defeated a dark army of the Scratching Hag, rising from Cauldron Lake. See AWE Redacted of 1970, related to the suspected Redacted at Divers Isle. While impossible to verify, these events are relevant to the recurring AWE at Bright Falls and the Cauldron Lake Redacted. Odin and Tor Anderson have been listed as persons of interest. So, starting from the top, They both admitted to being in a heavy state of inebriation. I think in both games they're always pretty drunk, and I don't remember what the reason is, but I think it's supposed to be some sort of defense against Cauldron Lake, or the effects of it. Because I know they specifically don't drink the water, and I think that's why they drink moonshine instead. But I can't really remember right now, like, what the exact reason is why they are always drunk. Because it's not just that, it's not like they're just alcoholics, there's actually a reason for it. Then Freya Anderson, daughter of Tori Anderson, she's also Saga Anderson's mother, which we find out in Alan Wake 2. Tor was struck by lightning and Odin had cut out his own right eye. I vaguely remember them referencing this, and of course it is like a very it's a very obvious reference to Norse mythology. Like, Thor is the god of thunder and lightning. Odin has generally only has one eye, I believe. Then when they say the dark army of the Scratching Hag, the Scratching Hag is Thomas Zane's girlfriend, lover, a woman that he was involved with. I don't remember her name. She gets mentioned a bit in Alan Wake 2. Like, when you first go to the lake as Saga, there's the sign, something about the hag and the heart, and getting Nightingale's heart and sticking it into the sign or the tree, and then reciting this thing about with the hag. Is very vague because I don't really remember the exact things. I just know that she's mentioned a couple times at the beginning of Alan Wake 2. But I think she and Zane had a falling out or something, and she turned against him, I want to say. She's featured more heavily in Alan Wake 1, I remember that. All I really remember is her and Zane were together. Then there was that one woman who was like... she was the one that kind of kept Alan's light switch, or Thomas's light switch, safe, and she... Basically, there was a love triangle between Thomas and two women, and he ended up going with the one that was later became the Scratching Hag. And I think the other woman was like bitter about it for a very long time. She still had feelings for him, but it obviously didn't work out because then Thomas falls into the lake and the Scratching Hag goes with him, I think. But I can't believe that something happened and Tor and Odin defended the town. It seems like something is always happening around Deerfest. Like, the festival is just cursed. Hello? What the fuck? Freaking wonder. Wait. I don't know if I can get out of here, but... Hey, screw those guys. I'm not dealing with them. Just want to see if there's anything up here before I go. Okay, I'll take care of this guy, because he can fly.
This is the director. I need immediate assistance.
Oh yeah. Sorry about pulling you into this. More? No, we're definitely not doing this. Where's my ranger? Oh. Let's get out of here, man. It's not worth it. So anyway, stuff I picked up. Alice Wake interview, compiled by Derek Shaw and Caroline Dempsey, special agents, by order of William Kirkland. Interview number 65F-124, subject Alice Wake. After reaching out to the Bureau, Alice Wake was brought into the oldest house for an interview on Redacted 2017. See file redacted for the full transcript. The interview conducted by Agents Shaw and Dempsey revealed that Mrs. Wake had recurring nightly visitations from her missing ex-husband in her New York apartment. Address redacted. Some sort of tower. Mr. Wake appears out of nowhere and rushes at her down the corridor. According to her impression, he appears crazy and horrifying, clearly coming at her with violent intent. Mrs. Wake believes that he is haunting her, insisting he is not Alan, but a fucking monster in his body. Mrs. Wake has not been sleeping out of the fear of these visits. Her attempts to keep the lights on through the night result in the relevant hallway's light bulb breaking every night, possibly indicating involvement of the redacted. Taken? Further investigation required. We propose installing monitoring equipment in the apartment. Copies of supply request form L5014 have been sent to Mr. Kirkland and administration for approval. And so, unfortunately for her, these visits continue into 23 when the game released? I don't know how shortly before Alan Wake 2 starts that she enters the lake. But yeah, it keeps going for a pretty long time. And even though she says it's a monster in her husband's body, it turns out that it's just Alan. Like, it's not Mr. Scratch, it's not anything else, it's just Alan. But honestly, the reason he probably looks crazy and horrifying is because he is losing his mind in the dark place. Wake evidence. Admission of evidence. Evidence ID number 12231-C. Description: a photograph of Alan Wake captured by Alice Wake during an event in her home. Background: Alice Wake, former wife of Alan Wake, see AWE 35 for details, has recently been visited at night by her ex-husband, or entity resembling him, see file redacted for more. Being a professional photographer, Mrs. Wake positioned cameras with motion sensors around the corridor he appears in and managed to capture an image of Mr. Wake on film. During an interview with Mrs. Wake, she mentioned that her favorite camera, a redacted model, was lost in 2010 during AWE 35. No match has been found among the confiscated evidence from AWE 35. It has been filed as a potential altered item, and research staff stationed at Bright Falls are being contacted to check if they have any knowledge of such an item. I wouldn't be surprised if it fell into the lake. But yeah, this is something she ends up doing in Alan Wake 2. She gets this whole setup so that there's like motion detection, and so whenever it goes off, her cameras take a picture, and she catches a bunch of pictures of Alan, and he looks insane in some of them. Get out of here. But of course, just a little bit left behind. Find a copy machine. That is in operations. So once I go up, do that. Okay, it's the only one that I really have to backtrack for is the AWE loading bay one, but the other ones, they're kind of on the way out, even though I could teleport out. If I just walk that way, that I can get both missions done, unless the the chain letter one makes me come back in here, which would suck. But I am probably gonna take a break and then do those in a bit. Alright, let's get these plants done and then find that copy machine. I wish these were in alphabetical order. It'd be so much easier to find them sometimes. I guess I can call in a guy, just in
Director
case.
Faden here. Send backup to my location.
It's an honor, Director.
Well, I guess it looks like no one's actually gonna come out. But it's cool, he can hang out for a bit. Just have to figure out where a plant would be. This may take a bit because I feel like a plant would be in an area like this where you're gonna have a lot of people around instead of the more industrial part out there. There's a lot of work going on, but I'm not really seeing anything plant-like unless I walked right past it. Why did they come out now? Okay, there is one.
There you go. Doesn't that feel better? Welcome back to the land of the living, little buddy.
Okay, that's all for this area. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with the guide for the rest of this, because I'm not really... You know, it's not one of those things that I'm, like, super excited about doing. I just want to get it done to get the quest out of the way. Operations corridor, abandoned offices... This one's already in light. Okay, here we go. This one was a lot less painful than the other place. Finally, abandoned offices.
Here's some sunshine to brighten your day. It's artificial, though.
Oof.
How does that work? And that's the last one. I should appoint someone to take care of these guys. Supervisor of Houseplant Well-Being.
Alright, that's the last one. It's a little annoying to find all of these, but we got it done. So now Ahti should be happy. And finally we'll do the Return to Sender, and that should be it for this DLC. Ahti postcard. Tatis. A crazy person works hard, and a wise person gets away with less. Happy vacation to me, Ahti. Greetings from Watery, Washington, America's Little Finland. And that's a location in Alan Wake 2. That's where Saga was from, I guess. And Ahti is there in Alan Wake 2, but I think he got, like, trapped by the story somehow. But yeah, he's in there. He's, like, with the old folks' home. So I'm wondering... I wonder what his deal will be in the next game. Oh yeah, that's where we picked up the jobs for Ahti. There's a copy machine.
This certainly feels familiar.
Whoa. I'll hit up abandoned offices last, since at that point we'll be leaving. So, observation deck first. Go up. Can I not get in here? Huh.
One scent.
Okay. I'm not really gonna worry about... Actually, never mind. I thought this door was closed. I was gonna say I'm not gonna worry about this, but... Since I'm here... Sheer dodge efficiency... too many mods, too many mods. Maybe before I do Foundation, I'll go through these again and see if there's anything I want to switch out. Right, and then utility corridor. No one's spawning? I'm surprised. Oh, that's interesting. There's a mail tube in here? No, that's... I think I'm just getting turned around by the map, but there's not actually... I need to be up, not in here. Now I just have to find a mail tube. To be honest, I will not miss this area. I am sick of being in the dark. There we go.
2 down, 1 to go.
Oops. Just hitting all the wrong buttons. Finally, abandoned offices. Oh. What I say, are these guys gonna respawn? And they did. I do see that note over there. Come on. Oh, there they are. It's like they can't really be too
And
hidden.
that's 3. That should
An
take
actual
care of any
office.
bad karma or whatever. But how did that first letter get in here? I wonder if I could track it to the source.
Loading bay.
I guess I should just follow the tube.
Okay, not this way. So, unsure where to go because I don't know which way they want to be coming in from. Oh, hi
So
there.
you're the one sending out spam mail. That takes care of that. No more superstitious blackmail.
That was a different mailbox than the one that caused people to freeze up, right? Didn't get anything for it. Letters. Is it maybe under P? Postbox? But there was already a postbox in the Panopticon, right? So I think this is a totally different one. Well, let's get the hell out of here. Alright, so that was everything for the AWE DLC. It was fine. I don't like horror stuff, so even though it wasn't like scary, it still was not super fun. Not in the sense that it was bad, it's just, I don't like that kind of game. And I don't like being on edge all the time. But I liked all the lore that we got. I love that there was so much to read and learn about, and that there was a whole new sector in the first place. And I think if I had played this like before Alan Wake 2 came out, I'd be much more excited about all the drops and stuff, but it's already out, I've seen it before. So it doesn't hit the same way as it would have back in 2019, 2020, whenever this DLC came out. But yeah, overall, good DLC for lore stuff, iffy on the scary stuff, but some of the puzzles were good. Like I did like the big, what was it, From Morrow? That section where you had to figure out how to get around with lights to make sure that Hartman didn't jump you while you were trying to figure out the puzzle and stuff. That was a good spot. And yeah, that's all. So next time we will start with the Foundation DLC and see what's going on there, and then that is the last DLC for this game. So yeah, see you next time.